We're just gonna finish decorating this gourd that we just painted, or I just painted. These gourds, I grew them a couple of years ago. I'm gonna do a dream catcher in the center. I actually drilled tiny holes. Not sure. I use a smaller drill bit and find the right size needle. Get that hole now. I like to use the hand sewing needles because they have a sharper point. Yep, it's gonna fit. And just thread. I'll start at the top because that's the hardest one to try to reach. Stick my hand in there. I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'd like to make a knot, but these are, some of these holes are a little tedious to get into. I actually carved it out last night, but it took me 3 days to come up with a pattern in my head. Oh, bro. Can't move. Wait, did you call me or see something? To me? No, I'm on YouTube Live though. You want to say hi to everybody? The reason why I like gourd art is because it only takes a day or two to finish the whole project. I'm one for losing interest if it takes too long. Some of my bead projects lasted 10 years. I have to go over exactly from start to finish how to decorate one of the gourds. It's not hard at all. Just, to me, it takes a lot of thought ahead of time. Thought process. And how you're, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I like to say, I like to ask the gourd, what do you want to do? Or how do you want to be designed? It's a spiritual thing, I think. I guess it's like any other artwork people do. Closing up a circle, making the shape of the dream catcher. I might not have started with enough sinew. Let's see and find out. Actually took 2 years to dry this gourd. I'm so excited. So I have a small supply of them totally dry. So this will be my 5th one decorating already. We cut some cedar wood last week. I know it's hard to see. Okay. So we got the outer stitching. Ready to start the dream catcher part. The stitching part of it. Yep, I'm gonna be sure I don't have to knot it, but when I knot it, I'll put a bead on it to make it look nice. I don't want to put too tight. The gourd is a natural substance. It's not quite as strong as wood. I don't want it to break where the holes are. I don't like to split my sinew. I know growing up we was told split your sinew. I don't know. It seems to me like when the sinew split, it frays. So I don't like to split it. We'll have to tie this off. I'll do nice and neatly. I don't know if I'm going to close up the stitching all the way, because I kind of like it with the access to the open hole. Maybe I'll put something else in it, maybe some feather work or something. If I close it up all the way, then I don't have access to the hole. Start the next row. We'll see. Dreamcatcher is actually an ancient design for making fish nets. So it's indigenous to other cultures as well. It was done for a purpose. Make a very strong fish net. Let's place it here. Find a bead for it. This is sinew, by the way. It's a spool. I have a couple of spools. I have several beads that I use for decorating. And since this is more of a rainbow colored vessel, I'm going to use a turquoise rainbow colored bead to splice my knot. It's not a good idea to make a knot in a dream catcher, but it's okay. Just knot it very carefully. I'll put a double knot in it. And I'll hide it with the bead. You didn't know it was there. I like working with natural materials. Everybody that knows me knows that. I do shell work, pine needle work. Anything that's natural, I like to do. Sorry, you really can't see my work right now. That's because I need both hands to splice this. It's boring. We should talk about something. What should we talk about while we do things like this? I'll tell you what I think about a lot. I think about spiritualism. I think that's why I like to do artwork, because it lets me use my hands and my brain at the same time. So I think about things like the latest thing I've been thinking about. Actually, it's been almost a year, or it has been a year or so, close to there's some verses that come to me a lot, and the concepts of what's really meant in those verses. And when Jesus said, "I and my Father are one," and I've been meditating on that a lot. And I will actually just meditate on these concepts while I do my work. And, you know, what can be meant by that. be absent from the body. It's to be present with God. Like, what a concept. Okay, so we're spliced and back on track. Put a really pretty bead in there. I guess the tradition is that since it's like a dream catcher, that they say the bead is actually a caught dream or a nightmare or something. I don't know. It's never really gave thought to it. Just listened to the old teaching. And just because I'm doing this does not necessarily mean I'm going to keep this way. I will sometimes look at things and then take it apart, change it. I got that from my grandmother. If it's not right, you have to take it out. And that I live by. If it's not right, it goes. Yep. It's easier to just redo it than to look at something that just didn't come out right. I had to learn that lesson when I stayed with her as a teenager. I sewed my clothes for 10th grade. And I wasn't that good of a seamstress. I remember sewing the collar inside out on a shirt. And then the stitching was on the top instead of tucked inside and finished. And I remember her laughing first. The big belly laugh that she always had. And then telling me to take it out and do it again. I remember making a skirt that had double stitching, top stitching. And I wasn't good at a sewing machine because that takes practice. And I had to take it out like 5 times. And I remember being in tears. But I tell you, that skirt was beautiful when I was done. It was made out of gabardine. And it was first class. It looked better than anything that came from any store. Because she told me to take it out and do it again. And I did. So this is coming out pretty nice, can you see? To me, it's coming out beautiful. Just evolves. Everything evolves. This went from a seed to the garden to drying in the garage to now on somebody's mantle or table. Yes, I am going to close up the hole. This really looks pretty. I like to paint the inside of the vessel black. Because you can see the outer parts of the decoration a lot better. It pops the color. that's it, and I'll close this up. I think it looks very nice myself anyway. Yep, that's it. That's the last stitch. This is what it looks like. Okay. I'll close it up. Didn't take long at all, did it? Next time I'll make sure my string is a little longer. It's a phone. Solicitor. Don't answer the phone much. Cut this off. Tuck it under. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So I think I'm going to have to meditate on the rest because I do have little tiny holes up here also. And I think I was going to do some kind of blue bead stitching here to try to match the vessel. And you know, I don't know if you can see the small squirrel work here, but that's me with a different color paint. That's what we have so far, so I guess I will turn it off for now and come back after I figure out exactly what I'm going to do for the top, and then maybe I'll put dried flowers in this or something and make it a vase. So, thanks for watching.